Okay, we're going to start this again. So we're going to start seated today to do a little bit of a different kind of breathing. If you are comfortable being in hero, which is with your knees bent, sitting back, you can start this way. I can't do this for more than about 6 seconds. So, and knowing all of us that are currently on this call have some type of knee problem, I'm going to guess that none of you will be sitting in hero at the moment. All right, so we're going to sit in a nice, easy seated pose. If you want a pillow underneath your bum to lift you up a little bit, feel free. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in here. Pausing at the top, then exhaling. Trying not to let the shoulders lift, just filling up the chest and the belly space. Starting to get grounded, feeling yourself sitting nice and tall. And now we got Erin. So what I want you to do is take your hand, either your right hand or your left hand, doesn't matter, and place it on your belly. With every inhale, I want you to fill up as much of your belly as you can. You want to really see it grow. So if I sit sideways and you're looking, you should be able to see my belly stick out and then my belly come back in again. See that belly go out on an inhale and back in again. And goes in on that exhale. And what we're going to do, because we're in rooms by ourselves and no one else is around, Kelly, I'm sorry if Mike's around, but it's a Tuesday, so he'll get over it. You're going to make a ha noise on the exhale. So we're going to fill the belly way up, and then we're going to go ha, 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 ha on the way out. And on each breath of exhale, your belly is going to contract in. So it's fill way up, and then ha, 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 ha on the exhale. My living room mate here is completely unfazed. I don't know if you can see Dodge on the couch there. Noise doesn't bother him. So again, you fill the belly way up, and then ha, 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 ha on the exhale, kind of like Santa, ho, ho, ho. If you want to ho, 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 you can. You can also just go breath. What this is doing is a couple things. It's firing up the heat in our body. You might find that you're already starting to have a little bit of a sweat. One, because you're firing up your body. Two, because you're incredibly embarrassed to be sitting in your house going. It also allows us to feel those ab muscles. And it's kind of awkward to think about pushing the belly in on that exhale, but you really want to exaggerate it as much as you can and see that belly move. So one more time, we're going to fill up, and then we're going to exhale. And you're not pushing with your hand, you're just letting that belly do that. We'll go one more time, why not? Excellent. Something different, it's called fire breath. It's the first part of fire breath. Kelly, Erin, and I had discussed fire breath once before. It's really an inhale, exhale, back and forth kind of breath that you almost hyperventilate. I don't recommend it if you've never tried it. So this is kind of an introduction to that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn and lay down on our backs like we normally would and start to breathe normally. Knees are bent, slightly touching, feet about hip bone width apart. Feeling that lower back nice and flat against the mat. Go ahead and separate those knees. Give them a little rock from right to left. Windshield wiper them back and forth. And when you're ready, let them settle in on the right. Keeping the knees below the hips in that nice low bent posture. Maybe placing the right foot on top of the left for a slightly more hip opener. Allowing the breath to fill into that hip space. Hands are just resting out to the side or maybe in a T position, whatever's most comfortable for you. Maybe the palms are facing up, letting the energy of the earth in. If your right foot's on top of the left leg, then go ahead and release that right foot. Engage those core, bring the legs up through center. And then release them down to the other side. Again, if it's comfortable for you and doesn't put too much pressure on your hip or knee, you can take that left foot and place it on the right thigh. Just don't ever place it on the knee. You never want to place anything directly on a joint. Taking nice deep breaths in. Let's take one more inhale here. Releasing that leg to the mat if it was on top of the thigh. Engaging those cores. Bring the legs back up to center. Making sure that back is nice and flat against the mat. Go ahead and extend your legs up. And once they're up, point the feet and flex the feet. Get those ankles moving. I'm going to do a few balances today. So you're going to want those ankles nice and strong. Maybe a few circles, clockwise or counterclockwise. Maybe move the feet together. See if you can get one foot to go clockwise and one foot to go counterclockwise. And then take a moment and grab that block or pillow if you don't have a block and put it between your legs. You don't have to grip the block like it's going to fall over a cliff and never come back again, but you are slightly putting pressure against that block to engage your adductors. And by engaging your adductors, you fire up that hip space, you fire up that the abs, you're working muscles that we don't normally work. We don't always work our adductors. And we're going to place our hands behind our head, ever so lightly, and we're just going to lift the shoulders and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower, lift, lower, lift. On that lift, you want to feel that belly button kind of attack the spine towards the back, really attach to it, and lower and lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower. Go ahead and just relax the legs for a moment. Kind of release those ab muscles, maybe windshield wiper them back and forth to the side. Kind of give them a break. And then we're going to go ahead and bring those legs up to the sky again with that block in between our thighs. Hands behind the head. But this time we're not going to lift our shoulders, we're going to lift our hips. So we're just going to lift the hips and lower. Lift the hips and lower. Trying not to use momentum with those lower abdominal muscles. I never remember if it's the transverse abdominis or one of those other words. So that lower belly. And we lift and lower. Lift and lower, trying not to rock, trying to use just a slight lift moment. Sucking that navel to the spine. Lift and lower. For 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release the legs, release the block in the arm. Shake it out if you need to. Let those abs rest for a moment. And then one more time, we're gonna put those legs up in the air. We're gonna put the block in between the legs. We're gonna place the hands behind our head. We're going to lift the shoulders, lift the hips, pause at the top, release. Lift the shoulders, lift the hips, pause at the top, release. Lift shoulders, lift hips, release. Lift shoulders, lift hips, release. Shoulders, hips, making sure that navel is contracted to the spine, release. Shoulders, hips, release. 3 more times. Lift shoulders, hips, release. Shoulders, hips, release. 1 more. Lift those shoulders, hips, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Release the legs, release the blocks, release the arms. Maybe shake those legs from side to side, whatever feels good. Hopefully your abs are not screaming quite as much as mine are. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest, give them a good squeeze. Maybe rock from side to side here, working out those lower back muscles. Make a few circles clockwise. And a few circles counterclockwise, really making sure you rush over on the side to get those side back muscles. And then give them 1 more squeeze. And then a couple of rolls along the spine until you can bring yourself up into your boat. We talked about boat the other day with the strap. If you want to go ahead and use your strap, remember you place it along the feet, and that helps keep our chest supported, our chest up, our back straight, or you can just hold in a regular boat pose. If you want a little bit more advanced posture, you can straighten both legs, or maybe you just straighten the right or the left, one at a time. And then let's bring it down to a low boat, up to our boat, down to a low boat, up to a boat, making sure that navel is really pressing against the spine. Low boat, high boat, low boat, high boat. 1 more time, low boat to high boat. Release the feet to the mat. Wrap your arms around your knees. Tuck your head in for a seated child's pose. Maybe you rock from side to side. I wasn't intending to rock from side to side, but it feels good. Maybe take a nice few deep breaths. Maybe you're cursing me that your abs hurt. You never know what you're going to get here. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and meet in tabletop. When you're in your tabletop, you want your hips above your knees, shoulders above your wrists. We just did a good bit of core work there. So on that inhale, when you drop the belly and lift the gaze, you might feel that nice extension in that belly. My apologies, my nose is all of a sudden stuffy. Exhale, we round it out to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale 1 more time to your cow. Exhale 1 more time to your cat. And then return to your neutral tabletop. 1 moment here. There's no YouTube yoga out there that'll blow their nose in the middle. That can be me, snotty yoga. All right, so we're in our tabletop. Go ahead and extend the right leg behind you. Keeping those toes on the ground for a moment, feeling that nice stretch. And then lift the right leg up behind. Toes are flexed, pointed towards the ground. And then go ahead and point those toes. Feeling how it changes ever so slightly in the stretch. Flex the toes, Maybe you feel it more in the calf. Point the toes. Maybe you feel it more in the hamstring. Everybody's different. Keeping that leg extended, go ahead and extend the left arm. Feeling the balance on the arm and leg that's on the ground. Engage that core. Take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, crunch, elbow to knee. Exhale, extend, or inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One more time. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Keep the arm extended and the leg extended. Externally rotate that left arm so that your thumb is facing down, and reach your arm back as you kick your right foot up into our supported dancer. Maybe you use your strap here if your arm's not quite long enough. Just be careful that you don't twist the arm the wrong way. That left arm should not come down along the mat and try to grab the foot. It should rotate externally so your armpit's kind of facing out, rolls over the back of the shoulder to grab that right foot. This is a balance posture, so we should have our solid drishti point, something that's not moving. As you inhale, we lift up, support that chest to the front. One more inhale here. Exhale, release that hand and foot, stretch them out nice and strong. And exhale, return them to the mat. Let's sit back in a brief child's pose here because we're on our wrists for a good bit of time there. And inhale back up to tabletop. This time, extend the left foot behind, keeping those toes down for a moment, feeling that nice straight leg stretch behind you. Then we lift the leg up, keeping the toes flexed. We hold it here, and then point, see if it feels different. And flex, and point. And we probably flex and point kind of intermittently as we move the leg around here. Now go ahead and extend that right arm out in front. Take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. One more time, exhale, elbow to knee. Crunch it and knit. Take a nice inhale on the extension. Externally rotate that right hand up and around to grab that left foot for your dancer. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, release the arm and the leg and bring them back down to the tabletop. Sit yourself back into a little bit of a child's pose. Release those lower hips. Maybe sway from side to side. Finding center here, walk your hands over to the right. Push those hips over to the left for a crescent moon child's pose. Feel that stretch all the way down that left hand side. Breathing into the left hip. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Shift the hips over to the right. Sending that breath into your right side space. That crescent moon child's pose. And inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, see if you can sink a little farther, opening up that shoulder space in the front of your child's pose, keeping those arms active. One more good inhale here. Exhale, come back up into tabletop. Tuck those toes behind you. Send those hips up into our first downward facing dog. Take a moment to walk out your dog here, bending that right and left leg, knowing that it's okay if your heels don't quite hit the mat. Sometimes they don't hit in the mat in the beginning. Nothing wrong with that. And then we settle in our dog. Maybe we shake our head yes and no. On the inhale, come way up on your toes. Raise those hips high. On the exhale, pull forward, high plank. Inhale, send the hips high, up on those toes. Exhale, heels to the mat. Inhale, up on those toes. Exhale, pull forward, high plank. Inhale, push back. Exhale, high plank. Sorry, exhale, downward dog, I should say. Inhale, up on those toes. Exhale, forward, high plank. This time, lower ever so slowly down, all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes. Leave our hands right next to our chest. Maybe we push off with them, maybe we don't, but we're just gonna do a couple of quick baby cobras here. Small lift for 1, release, 2, release, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower all the way to the mat. Bring those arms to the side and just rock those hips back and forth to release that lower back. It's very important to strengthen that lower back, and those little baby cobras do the job. When you're ready, tuck the toes, place the hands underneath the shoulders, and if you can, push yourself up to a high plank. If not, pull straight back, downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale here. Bend the knees, set the gaze, and just walk yourself forward to the front of the mat to meet your hands. Fold, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees a lot, place your hands above your knees, come rolling on up to standing. Roll those shoulders down the back, keep them away from your ears. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Place those hands flat on the mat. Step the right foot back and the left foot back. Lower chaturanga or 8-point posture. Inhale to your up dog or cobra. Feeling that first up dog of the day. Maybe you look over your left shoulder. Bring your head back to center. Maybe you look over your right shoulder. Back to center. Tuck those toes, pull back. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, set the gaze, walk up to the front of the mat. That forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse your swan dive. And exhale, hands to heart center. Let's inhale the arms up. Exhale for a baby back bend. Inhale to center. Use the left hand to bind the right wrist. Exhale, crescent moon to the left. Inhale, center, switch the bind. Exhale, crescent moon to the right. Inhale, center, arms above the head. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, step the left foot back and the right foot back. Lower chaturanga or 8-point posture. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Extend the right leg up behind you, but keep the hips square. Don't bring the leg up too high, keep those hips square. Come all the way up on the right toes. Drop the right toes. Step the left foot forward between the hands. If you need to use a block or do the separate space to get there, that's fine. Runner's lunge. Use those blocks in your runner's lunge if you need to. Feel that strengthening from the top of your head all the way down to your shoulder, to your heel. Josh is snoring and making funny little dream noises. Make sure the foot is solid in the front. Rise up, crescent lunge. Slight flexion in the back knee. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, drop the left arm back, right arm forward, west side stretch. Inhale, reach forward and reverse your west side stretch, opening up that hip space ever so slightly more. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step the left foot back to meet the right, lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up behind you. Keep those hips square. Come all the way up on those left toes. Again, keep those hips square. Set the gaze between your hand and step the right foot between those hands. Runner's lunge. Whatever's best for you to get there. Remember, there's nothing wrong with using blocks in runner's lunge. I wish mine were a little bit closer to give me a bit more space in my belly area instead of compressing it. Feel that straight line from the back of the foot all the way to the top of the head. Make sure we're strong in that front foot, then rise up, crescent lunge. Slight flexion in that back knee. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, right arm goes back, left arm forward, west side stretch. Inhale, reach forward ever so slightly. Exhale, reverse that west side stretch. Feel that opening in that left hip. Inhale, and on the exhale, windmill those arms down. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Lower chaturanga or 8-point posture. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, set the gaze, hop or step forward to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands on the mat, step the right foot back, left foot back, either lower chaturanga or 8-point posture. To your up dog or cobra. And then we pull back, downward facing dog. Send the left leg up high, as if it's going into the back corner of your ceiling. The hips spread a little bit, but do not fully twist open. Come all the way up on those right toes. Step that left foot between the hands. Maybe it helps when you're up on those back toes. Rotate that right foot to about a 45-degree angle. Rise up, warrior one. Release the hands behind. Clasp the fingers if you can. Roll the shoulders down the back. Take a back bend here. And then exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Maybe your hands stay along the back. Maybe they press forward. Everybody's shoulders are a little bit different. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Come up on the right toe. Step the left foot back, high plank. Scissor your feet to the right. Bring up the left arm, side plank. If this is not comfortable for you, then drop that back leg. Give yourself a little bit of extra support. Reach the left arm high, crescent moon side plank. Bring the left arm up, place it on the mat, lower chaturanga or 8-point posture, or just pull back to downward dog, where we will meet. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Send it towards that back corner of the ceiling. Come up on those left toes. Feel that right leg go a little bit higher. Look between your hands. Step the right foot between your hands. Drop the left foot back, 45 degrees. Rise up. Warrior one. Cactus those arms. Feel that shoulder pull down the back, keeping those shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus those arms. Or goalpost those arms, whichever visual works best for you. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bring those hands down to the mat. Tuck or turn the back toes up. Step the right foot back. Scissor the feet to the side. Side plank. Again, if it's easier for you, drop that back foot. That back knee, kickstand it out. Reach the right arm forward. Crescent moon side plank. Inhale the right arm up. Return it to the mat. And chaturanga or down dog, directly, whichever is best for you. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog. Take a moment here to breathe. Bend those knees, set the gaze. Either jump or step between those hands in the front, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse that swan dive. Exhale, hands to our center. Shift the weight into your right foot, so that left foot is hinging in the front. Start to hinge forward, warrior three. Keeping that drishti point down, keeping those hips square, toes flexed, arms at heart center. Bend that front leg, Shiva squat. Rise up, warrior three. Front leg bends, Shiva squat. Rise up, warrior three. One more time, bend that front leg, Shiva squat. Rise up, warrior three, holding here. Bending that front leg, step back ever so slightly. Arms rise up, crescent lunge. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, open, warrior two. Back foot is parallel to the mat. Front leg is 90 degrees above the ankle. Arms are stretched forward, hips are to the side. Feel strong in those legs. Maybe you need to wiggle them around a little bit. They might not have stepped back as evenly. Inhale, rise up, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reach forward. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill forward, side angle. On your side angle, your arm is based on your thigh, but it should not be holding in there. You're doing most of the work in your abs. That left arm is high, reaching towards the ceiling. Hips are facing forward. And then let's go ahead and take that arm that's resting on the knee and send it out in front. Feeling our abs engage on the side. Hearing that the yoga instructor has a little bit of quiver in her voice because her abs are like, oh, this hurts. We hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return from the arm to the leg. Reach that top arm forward. Feel that side stretch all the way down to the side of the foot. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Tuck those back toes up, runner's lunge. Step the right foot back, scissor the feet, lift that left arm, side plank. Hold here, move to your crescent moon side plank, or see if you can lift the left leg. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your hand back down to the mat. Lower chaturanga or pull straight back. Downward facing dog. You meet here in down dog. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, bend the knees, set the gaze, hop or step to the front of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Sorry, Josh is giving me funny looks. Shift the weight into the left foot. Hands at heart center so that that right foot is slightly hovering. And then hinge the body forward. Warrior 3. Keeping that drishti point that I don't have on this side. Knowing that if you need to use a block for balance, you can. Holding that warrior 3. Let's bend the standing foot, Shiva squat. Exhale, warrior 3. Inhale, Shiva squat. Exhale, warrior 3. One more time, Shiva squat. Exhale to that warrior 3. Step back ever so slightly. Rise up, crescent lunge. A little bit of flexion in that back foot. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, open warrior 2. Readjusting those feet as you need to, making sure that back leg is straight, the foot's parallel with the mat, hips are facing forward, arms are directly out from your shoulders, 90-degree angle between your knee and your ankle. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach forward, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle stretch. Keeping that right arm up. Left arm is grazing lightly on the thigh. We go ahead and we extend that left arm to get a little bit more ab work. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return the arm to the leg. Extend the right arm overhead. Inhale, rise up, reverse that warrior. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Come up on the back right toes. Step the left foot back. Scissor the feet towards the left. Extending that right arm up. Maybe staying here. Maybe crescent moon side plank. Maybe we would lift that right leg into a star. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return to high plank. Pull back down dog or chaturanga. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. Let's come on down to the mat for a brief child's pose. Maybe grab a drink of water. Maybe you're like, lady, I took a child's pose 6 breaths ago. I'm eating bonbons now on the couch. Maybe you bring your hands behind you. Embryo. Take a few breaths here. I got this new water bottle and I keep forgetting that it has a straw. So every time I drink out of it, I pour it back and I get no water. All the things we forget. Let's take 2 more breaths here in our child's pose. And when we're ready, hands come out in front. We come up into the tabletop, and then we tuck our toes and push ourselves into a downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Walk your hands back to your feet so that you are at the back of the mat. take your first two fingers and bind those big toes. Forward fold here, a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Give us a break on our wrists. Inhale to a flat back, even in this position. Exhale, fold. Release the bind. Heel toe the feet together. Bend the knees a lot. Place your hands above the knees and come rolling on up. Just standing. Shift the weight into the right foot. Bring the left foot up into your tree. Maybe you have a low tree. Maybe you have a high tree. Keeping that drishti point is going to be important because we're going to move forward on the front of our mat. So pick a spot that's ahead of you, that's not moving. Inhale the arms up, grow your tree. Exhale, release the left leg, one-legged mountain. Step forward, keeping those arms above the head. Externally rotate the right hand, grab the right foot, dancer. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Bring the right arm high, one-legged mountain, right leg. Step forward with that right foot. Bring your hands to heart center, warrior 3. Ever so slightly open, half moon. Keeping that foot flexed, maybe use a block for balance. Hips should be stacked, shoulders should be stacked. Bend that front foot ever so, or front knee ever so slightly, step back. Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Straighten that front leg, kick back those hips, reach as far forward as you can. When you can't reach any forward, come down, triangle. Maybe you lift that bottom arm for a little extra ab workout. Release the arm if you have it lift. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Lift it, that's an idiot to use the word. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Come up on those left toes. Step the right foot back. Open up, scissor on that right side. Right leg is down, right arm is down. Lift the top left leg. Maybe you hold it here. Maybe you drop your left leg behind you. Reverse your dog. Inhale, rise up. Lift that top leg. Place the top leg on your calf for your treat. Exhale, bring the left arm down to the mat. Maybe you can hold your tree through your chaturanga. If not, we'll meet in down dog. No one has any idea what you've done anyway. Breathe it out here. I have to remember what I just did on the other side. Take a nice inhale. On the exhale, walk the hands back to meet your feet. Enjoy that forward fold. Place the hands underneath the feet. Padahastasana. It's just fun to say, Padahastasana. Feel that release on those wrists. Maybe inhale to a halfway lift, feeling the pressure against those arms a little bit more. Exhale, fold. Release the hands from underneath the feet. Heel toe the feet together. Bend the knees a lot. Place the hands above the knees and come rolling up. Just standing. Shift the weight into the left foot. Bring the right leg up for tree, wherever it is comfortable on your tree side, hands at heart center. Find that drishti point. Hopefully it works as well this time as it did the last time. Inhale, grow your tree. Holding here. Exhale, release the leg to the front, one-legged mountain. Keeping those arms overhead, step forward with that right foot. Externally rotate that left arm, Lift up the back left foot for your dancer. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the foot and hand. Rise up one-legged mountain. Step forward. Bring your hands to heart center. Hinge forward. Warrior 3. Get that drishti point on the ground. Twist the hips so slowly to open. Maybe use a block for balance. Half moon. Feel that top arm reaching towards the ceiling, and that bottom arm is just kind of hanging, keeping those foot flexed. Bend that front leg, step back, warrior 2. Inhale to that gentle warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Straighten the front leg. Kick that hip way, way back. Reach, reach, reach as far forward, as far as you can go before bending over to your triangle. Maybe you lift that bottom arm for an extra ab stretch, ab strength. Release that bottom arm. Inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, windmill the arms down. Step that left foot back. Side plank open to the left. Right arms high. Maybe you lift the right leg. Maybe you bring that right leg behind you. Flip your dog. Bring the right leg high, the right arm high. Maybe release the right leg to a tree. Right hand returns to the mat. Maybe you chaturanga with your leg in tree, or you pull back in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale the left leg way up to the ceiling. Bend and spin open. Look underneath that armpit. Really open that hip. Come way up on the right toe. Look between the hands. Step that left foot between the hands. Rise up. Crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Shift the body forward. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, twist. Inhale back to center. Rise up that crescent lunge. Settle in the back a little bit. Exhale those hands back to heart center. Inhale the body forward. On the exhale, twist. Feel the strength in that front left foot. Take a good inhale, and on the exhale, lift off that foot. Reverse, half moon. Come to center, warrior 3. Inhale ever so slowly to standing. Take a nice exhale. Inhale, Utkatasana. Sit lower into that chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Hook the elbow if you want, but make sure those knees and hips are facing forward. Maybe open those arms to push that twist a little bit farther. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hands to heart center. Twist to the left. Shift the weight onto that left foot. Lift that right foot up in the back. Extend that right leg out behind you. Again, revolved half moon. Face the floor, warrior 3. Bend that front leg, step back ever so slightly. crescent lunge. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. Step the left foot back. Lower chaturanga, 8-point posture, or just meet us in downward facing dog. Breathing here. Inhale the right leg up behind you. Bend the knee open. Come way up on those left toes. Look between the hands and send that right foot between those hands. Runner's lunge. Rise up. Crescent lunge. A little bit of flexion in that back knee. Exhale the hands to heart center. Inhale, reach forward, lean forward, and twist to the right. Hooking that elbow if you can. Keeping that back leg straight, upper body straight. Twisting only to the point where our hands are still at our heart center. Inhale, rise up back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. Shift forward, twist to the right. Feel that strength in the front leg. Take a nice inhale. And on the exhale, come up, revolved half moon. Inhale to that warrior three. Exhale, rise up to your mountain. Inhale, Utkatasana. Sit low and back in that chair. Hands come to heart center and we twist to the right. Maybe you hook the elbow, maybe you open the arms. Make sure those knees stay straight, hips stay square. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Hands come to heart center. Twist to the right. Weight shifts into that right foot. Left foot comes up in the back. Maybe you just stay here. Maybe you extend that left foot. Revolved half moon. Come to the front. Warrior three. Bend that front leg ever so slightly. Step back. Rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the right foot back to meet the left high plank. Hold here in your high plank. Bring your left arm down forearm to your right arm forearm. Bring that left forearm to the mat. Sorry, right hand to the mat, right hand to the mat. Right forearm down, left forearm down. Right hand to the mat, left hand to the mat. Left forearm down, right forearm down. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat. Right forearm down, left forearm down. Release those toes, come all the way down to the mat. Take a moment to breathe here. Bring those arms out behind you. On the inhale, lift the chest, lift the arms. Exhale and lower. Inhale those chest and arms, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale those chest, arms, and feet. That Superman pose. Holding here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Windshield wiper those legs side to side. Extend the left arm overhead. Rotate it externally, reach back, grab the left foot. Whether you grab on the inside or the outside is really your choice. Let's get a bit of a quad stretch here. Release the left arm and left foot. Extend the right arm. Rotate it externally. Grab the right foot for that quad stretch. If you can't quite reach your foot, now's a good time to use the strap as well. You can put the strap around the foot and hold the strap above your head. Release the right hand, right foot. Bring both feet up behind you. Externally rotate both hands if you can. Grab those ankles or those feet for your bow. Again, another great time if you're finding compression in your lower back, you can use that strap around your feet. It's a tough one to get the strap around originally because you're in a weird position. If you can get the strap around your feet, you can lift up in that bow without that compression on the lower back. Not really supposed to have your strap crossed, but mine is currently crossed. Exhale, release. Windshield wiper those legs. Release that lower back. Place your hands underneath your chest. Tuck those toes. Rise up, high plank. Push back, downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up behind you. Bend the knee, spin open. Take a look at your hands. Come way up on that right toe. Bring the left knee to the left elbow. Then over to the right elbow. Then to the left. And to the right. To the left. To the right. Cross it down in front for your pigeon. Holding here. We started a couple minutes late, so I apologize. We're going to run over a little bit. Holding here in your pigeon. I don't want to cut it short because it feels so good. If you're in a full pigeon, go ahead and place your hands underneath your shoulders, keeping that front leg bent, and bend up the right leg behind you. Again, reaching that, whoops, as I fall over, reaching that right arm behind to grab the quad stretch. As long as your hips stay square and you don't feel yourself falling over, you do not need a block. However, if you feel yourself start to shift, then place a block underneath those hips for that quad stretch. Go ahead and release the hand and foot. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Lift that left leg up. Return to your downward facing dog. Bring the right leg up behind you. Bend the knee, spin open. Come up on those left toes. Bring that right knee to the right elbow. Then shift that right knee over to the left elbow. To the right. To the left. To the right. To the left one more time. Cross it in front for your pigeon. Holding here. Bring those hands underneath the shoulders if you're in a laying down pigeon. Put that block underneath the hip if you need to. If you think you're going to fall over, I have a tendency to fall over on this side. Bend that left leg up behind you and reach back with your left hand. Feel that quad stretch. Release the left hand and the left foot. Remove the block. Tuck those toes. Push back to your downward facing dog. If you jump through to come to your back, then feel free to jump through. If not, just sit down. Nothing fancy about it. And then ever so slowly lower yourself to the mat. Send out the right leg long. Bring that left knee in. Give it a nice squeeze. Maybe rock from side to side. And when you're ready, pull that left knee over for your full body twist. Left arms out to T. Shoulders are flat against the mat. Feeling that whole body twist. Inhale, bring that knee back up to center. Give it a really good squeeze. Take a deep inhale and exhale, full body stretch side out. Inhale the right knee. Give it a nice hug, maybe rock from side to side. And when you're ready, pull that right leg over for your full body twist. Dodge is very confused as to how to get down from the couch. He wants to, but he's unsure where to jump. Again, try to keep those shoulders flat against the mat. If it pulls you all the way forward, then it's not going to do you any good on the twist. Bring that knee to the point where those shoulders just barely lift. Inhale, bring that knee back to center. Exhale, give it a good squeeze in. Inhale as deep as you can. Take a full body stretch, side out. And settle in here. Let the feet splay to the side. Hands are loose at your side. Shoulders are away from ears. Did a lot of work today. That was not an easy class. Thank your body for the work that it's done. Honor it for the work that it still needs to do. Reminding ourselves that yoga is always a practice. We never perfect it. There's a reason it's not in the Olympics. When you're ready, we'll meet on our right side. And come on up to seated. Where we place our hands at heart center. And since it's just a few of us, if you want to turn your mic and your video on as I creepily slide forward in the video. From the light that shines in me to the light that shines in you, we bow to one another and say, Namaste.
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 Thank you for the privilege of being your teacher. Sorry we got a little rush there at the end. I didn't realize what time it was. Time flies when you're killing yourselves in balanced poses and ab work.
I like this one a lot.